Have you been led to believe that to get your health in a better state, your goal should be to lose weight and get a little bit fitter? Let me tell you what I think. That sounds like hard work, uninspiring, and a bit. Would you agree? You must need something a little bit more inspiring to get off the starting block than that, and then keep you going. So, what if I said, I believe what most people are looking for is a feeling, a very particular feeling, that when they become more energized, they'll be actually and metaphorically have this jump for joy feeling. Then there's a personal achievement, that punch the air feeling, when they realize the change is not only in their health, but in themselves. And even right from the beginning, that exciting feeling that just by being clear about what they're going to do differently in with their life, with their new health when they get it, different to tiredness and lethargy, the pain and the missing out, the lack of confidence that they are leaving behind, and the realization that not only could they live longer, but more importantly, the life they lead will be more useful and active for longer. The rewards they now understand are huge. Thank goodness, because for a lot of people, this is a very bright light bulb moment when they suddenly realize what they're fighting for. They can see it in complete clarity. They can almost smell it, almost touch it, and that creates the drive they need to take action pretty well instantly, in my experience. So, what do I really mean by that? Well, what I always hope for people to realize is that if they're going to feel that thing and do that thing when they're healthy and fitter and slimmer, they may as well start now. Do it now. Feel it now. Why wait? Because this is when they realize it's the only way they can create enough motivation to get the most effective and lasting results. Starting with this feeling, which gets the motivation, creates action, which gets the result, which creates more great feeling, that creates more enthusiasm to drive more action to create even better results and an even better feeling. The virtuous circle we are looking for, a spiral in the right direction. Does that make sense? Are you with me? Fantastic. Okay, got a quick story. I had a client last year that kept reminding me she couldn't join the walking club. Why? Until I'm slimmer and fitter. She always looked gorgeous and cheerful to me, but inside was desperate, despite trying over and over again, couldn't lose the weight she wanted to lose. But there seemed to be nothing I could do to persuade her. Absolutely adamant she was. She couldn't join the walking club until she had lost the weight. In fact, close to giving me a right hook for suggesting it. I didn't say it that often, 3 or 4 times maybe. But once I took her to a place that she used to be 2 decades before, walking the Alps, and imagined how great that felt at the time and how she could still feel that if she wanted to, she had a light bulb moment. She was only going to get the health and the life fitter, more sociable, more confident that she wanted by doing it. Then all I had to do was convince her to decide when. If not now, when? She joined the club in the end with her dog. New walking shoes, new dog lead, met new people, and to cut a long and very inspiring story short, went on to walk the whole of the Cornish coast, hills and all. She felt fantastic, raised a lot of money for a charity that was very close to her heart. So what's my point? Well, my point is losing weight for her became a result of having a more active and interesting, more confident life rather than the other way round. What she'd imagined was waiting to lose weight and then she'd be more confident and more active. Hi, I'm Susan from the Healthy Lifestyle Activator, helping people to get their health back on track the easy and natural way. Look, I may not be able to help you with that, but I do know something and someone that could definitely help if you let them. So listen carefully. This is the question. What would it take for you to choose this instead of this. I don't have any chocolate. If I did, I wouldn't have any chocolate quite quickly. So this is all I have. Same amount of energy, calories, whatever you want to call them. That's those 2 pieces here, by the way, not the whole thing. Except this, when you put it in your body, it supports and maintains your health right from a cellular level, keeps inflammation under control, and can even help repair damage. It protects from pathogens and toxins, some of which are unavoidable and some are, of course, avoidable, that want to damage us and cause the symptoms and potentially serious systemic problems that we often suffer without realizing that we can do something about it. I bet that even if you're not as old as me, you could quite likely have heard the ditty that started several decades ago, "An apple a day keeps the doctor away." You may think that's not entirely accurate. How could a lone apple do that? But it's not entirely inaccurate either, because once you understand why this is so great, so important, we can apply that knowledge to so many other things. I believe the most important thing in this apple is a game changer for our health improvement. So what is it? Well, it's fibre, both soluble and insoluble in an apple. They do slightly different things, but that's another video. Doesn't sound very appetizing, does it? Not something you particularly fancy chewing on. Maybe we should have a nickname for it. Sounds more appetizing. Let me know if you think of one. Anyway, if you're yet to be convinced, let me explain. It does several incredible things. One, it really does reduce the absorption of dietary fat and therefore lowers cholesterol. So if that's what you need, it's great news. Yep, easy. 2, it massively contributes to driving out toxins. As I said, not always avoidable, so they don't hang around to cause damage. It's not the only thing that helps eliminate toxins, water, for instance. That's also another video. 3, it reduces glucose absorption, keeping your blood sugar regulated, therefore massively reducing your chances of diabetes. Fantastic. 4, it massively contributes to a healthy, balanced microbiota, which directly affects your immune system strength. 5, as food with fibre, i.e. whole food, passes more slowly through your digestive tract, it helps you to feel full for longer, which is one of the reasons we don't immediately reach for another one and then another one. There is another most important thing about an apple. It's packed with nutrients, the much needed vitamin C, B vitamins, vitamin K, potassium, many antioxidants, polyphenols, flavonoids. Who cares what they're called? The point is that studies have proven this really can reduce your chances of chronic disease. Wow, all that in a humble apple. And of course, natural sugars, giving us plenty of energy, plenty of water, and to top it all, it's low in calories. This, on the other hand, has very little to offer but a moment's pleasure on your lips, which I'm not knocking, by the way. We all need a little bit of pleasure, a lot if you can get it. The problem is, because it gives you a hit of energy and the chemicals, the feel-good chemicals like serotonin, which is converted from the amino acid tryptophan in chocolate, makes you feel great, but only for a short time, but gives you nothing your body needs. So then what happens is we continue to remain hungry, and what we're really craving is nutrients. Now, you might do a search and find some claims about the health of chocolate, but unless they are actually talking about the cacao bean, which is cold pressed in its processing for us to eat it, most of the nutrients in processed chocolate will be destroyed by heat. It'll be full of vegetable oil, sugar, trans fats, outweighing any hope of health benefits. Be careful what you read. Check out who wrote it and who funded it. This is unrecognizable to the original cacao bean. If you're interested, I recommend you listening to David Wolfe, who has a beautiful obsession with it. So going back to the craving of nutrients, not realizing this, we go back for more and more. Why is this a problem? It may not be a finite conclusion in the research world, but this sounds a lot like an addiction to me. For me, chocolate isn't the worst thing you could choose to eat. In fact, I would rather choose a chocolate occasionally an over-processed breakfast bar or so-called health bar, because at least when you eat chocolate, psychologically, you know you've had a treat. If we keep reaching for this type of thing over and over, the one thing is sure to screw up is the one thing that is designed to keep our bodies healthy and fit for purpose. Don't forget, we're designed to crave sugar, but it isn't meant to be separated from all the nutrients that we require to convert the fats and sugars into energy. So now to my point. If you and the amazing humble apple are enough to get you motivated, go for it. You can do this. If it's not quite enough to get you going and do what you need to do to improve your health, please go to the subscribe button and listen to some more short videos. Sometimes this is all we need to help kickstart us. Or if you need more support, click on the link below to find out more about the Refresh Your Health program and see if you think it could help you find out what will motivate you and improve your health for good and potentially other parts of your life. It costs nothing to check it out. There's also a link to the book with some simple no-fat suggestions and advice to get you started. But whatever you do, please remember, be you, be fine, be amazing, be happy. Make it your choice. Let's go. Cheerio. See you soon.